Good morning, everyone. We'll call to order the Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection. We have, for this agenda, one HCR that we will be hearing, and this measure urges the United States Congress to grant additional authority to the Federal Communications Commission to stop unwanted and illegal robocalls. And I'm sure we've all been the subject of those. I want to acknowledge joining us on Zoom is Senator Stanley Chang, the Vice Chair of the Committee, and our ever-faithful Senator Favela. Good to see you gentlemen this morning, and I think we should have some other folks joining us as well. For this HCR, we have testimony from John Bickle in support, saying that robocalls are often nefarious attempts to get something out of people, often older, more vulnerable people. John notes that his 89-year-old father is one of the targets, so he wants us to protect them. I would agree with you, John. And the other testifier that we have on HCR 45 is also in support, noting that robocalls have increased significantly recently to the point that one not wanting to answer their own phone. It's clear that without oversight, this practice will continue to disrupt the lives of our citizens. I have to say that's one handy feature of both my smartwatch and my smartphone.
Caller ID.
They tell you when they are. Members, we only had those two testifiers in support. Did we have any late testimony? Okay.
Did you ever see that there's a Ziggy cartoon, if you remember the Ziggy cartoons. He's on the phone and it says, well, if you didn't want to buy vinyl siding, why'd you answer the phone?
I missed that one. That's a good one. Okay. I also want to welcome Senators Mizalucha and Riviere, and I believe that gives us a quorum, does it not? Okay. So we'll take a quick recess and reconvene for decision making. To the members on HCR 45 is to pass this measure unamended. Were there any texts that we needed to do on this one?
Yes. We were going to recommend actually ask the minutes to change the chairman.
Oh, right. Yes. On this one, we do need to make what is not really a technical non-substantive amendment, but it is rather substantive. The resolution calls the person who heads the FCC chairman, and happens to be a woman, so we're going to change it to chair. That way it doesn't matter who happens to be there. We'll be recognizing the position and not the gender. So the recommendation on HCR 45 is to pass with technical non-substantive amendments and the amendment that I just mentioned. Any questions or comments? If not, chair votes aye.
For HCR 45, chair recommends pass with amendments. Chair votes aye. Vice Chair?
Aye.
Senator Mizalucha votes aye. Senator Nishihara's excused. Senator Riviere?
Aye.
Senator San Buenaventura's excused.
No, she's up there.
Oh, she is. There you are. Okay. Senator San Buenaventura?
You're mute.
Aye.
Thank you.
Senator Favela?
Aye.
All ayes. Your recommendation's adopted, Chair.
Okay, thank you, members. I believe that takes care of the only item on our 9:15 agenda. So we will recess adjourn the 9:15 agenda. We will call to order the 9:20 agenda, which is a number of governor's messages. Let's see. Let me pull up my...
To have who to contact in the Social Security office, because
Joy, you need to mute yourself. Okay. All right. let's go forward. Oops, too fast. I should have brought my mouse.
Oh,
I'm gonna go get my mouse for me. All right. Okay, this is not how I want this to work. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Now we've got it organized. All right, members, the first governor's message is 722, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Board of Pharmacy gubernatorial nominee Mark Brown for a term to expire 6/30/2025. We have testimony from DCCA. Leanne, are you on? Oh, yes, I see you there.
Hi, thank you. My name is Leanne Tashima. I'm the Executive Officer for the Board of Pharmacy. We strongly support this appointment of Mr. Brown to the Board of Pharmacy.
Okay, thank you. We also have supportive testimony from Ronald Taniguchi, who's also a pharmacist. We have testimony and support from Brad Lewis. And we have testimony from registered pharmacist Mary Jo Mish Keefe. Anybody else wishing to offer comment on Governor's Message 722? If not, good morning, Senator Nishihara. Members, let's go to the next Governor's Message, which is 723, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Board of Speech Pathology and Audiology, gubernatorial nominee Lorna Hu, for a term to expire 6/30/2025. She is a reappointment representing speech pathology, and she's from here in Honolulu. She has 35 years of clinical experience as a speech language pathologist. She's served on the Board of Speech Pathology and Audiology since 2017, so she is a reappointment. And Tripler Army Medical Center, where she is the lead pediatric speech language pathologist. DCCA, Mr. Fernandez?
Hi, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes?
Sorry about the video camera, something's wrong with my computer. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to testify. The board this time wishes to support the reappointment of Ms. Q. She's been a wonderful asset to the board.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Anybody else on the call wishing to offer comments on Governor's Message 723? If not, let's move forward to Governor's Message 724. This is also for consideration and confirmation of the Board of Speech Pathology and Audiology. Gubernatorial nominee Brian Chen for a term to expire 6/30/2025. Can you, we're having technical difficulties on our side.
I'm trying to turn it off.
Okay. No, turn it off.
Sorry.
But she'll turn it off for you.
I turned it off.
You did you? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see, Mr. Chen is a reappointment to the Board of Speech Pathology and Audiology. He's a public member. He happens also to be licensed to practice medicine and has a certificate of qualification from the American Board of Otorhinolaryngology. Let's see, Mr. Fernandez from DCCA.
Hi, thank you. The board wishes to stand on this testimony in support of Dr. Chen.
Okay, thank you. We also have testimony and support from Dr. Eric Wirtz from I wanted to make sure I got from Macario Camacho, who is the head of neck and surgery services out at Tripler, I believe. And we also have testimony and support from Dr. Scott Roofy. Anybody else on the call wishing to offer comments on this governor's message? If not, members, shall we go to the next governor's message? This is GM 725, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Hawaii Board of Veterinary Medicine, gubernatorial nominee Leanne Leloy for a term to expire 6/30/2023. She is a veterinarian and is a reappointment. Let's see, do we have Carrie Shahan from DCCA on the call?
Yes, Chair. Good morning, Chair Baker, Vice Chair, and members. My name is Carrie Shahan. I am the Executive Officer of the Board of Veterinary Medicine. We stand happily on our written testimony for Dr. Leloy's reappointment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, I will just note for the record that I've had the opportunity to speak with all of our governor's message nominees, and I can tell you that they are most well qualified for the position. We also have our next governor's message is also an appointment to the Board of Veterinary Medicine. This is governor's message 726, Craig Nishimoto. He is from Kalaheo, Kauai, a reappointment and also a veterinarian. Carrie, do you have some comments on this governor's message?
Thank you, Chair. Once again, we happily stand on our written testimony.
Thank you. We also have testimony from Chris Sturi, noting that he's known Dr. Nishimoto for well over 30 years. First as a fine veterinarian and then a fellow Rotarian, but last and not least as a trusted friend. So he notes that our nominee is dedicated to service above self. And as a fellow Rotarian, I can certainly appreciate that. Our next governor's message is 729, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Board of Dentistry, gubernatorial nominee Catherine Fukushima for a term to expire 6/30/2025. Catherine is a dental hygienist. This is a new appointment. She is from Mililani and has been a dental hygienist since 2005. Do we have the director of DCCA on with us? Or somebody representing DCCA? If not, members, we have testimony from DCCA in support. We also have testimony in support from Dr. Robert Sherman, from Darlie Ruth Motasui, and Candace Wada, who is a dentist. Anybody else wishing to offer comments on this governor's message? I'm going down as they are on here. I did them, but I'll go back and just double check. Didn't I do this one?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we have our next governor's message. I think we just did 729, so our next governor's message is 730. Submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Board of Professional Engineers, Architects, Surveyors, and Landscape Architects. That would be ISLA for those of us who don't want to say the whole name of the board. Nominee Clayton Pang for a term to expire 6/30/2025. He is a reappointment and is a professional engineer. So we have Sandra Matsushima from ECCA.
Yes, good morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee. Sandra Matsushima, Executive Officer for the Board of ISLA. The board stands on this testimony in support of the reappointment of Clayton Pang. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have testimony in support from Jason Yogi. He's also had an opportunity to work with Mr. Pang, and in addition to his professional work, he's also very involved with Boy Scouts. So Mr. Yogi definitely recommends that we advise and consent to Clayton Pang. The last testimony we have on Governor's Message 730 is Maureen Yamasaki, also in support. And let's see. She said she's worked with Clayton for 48 years and witnessed only good things. Not only does he be a scoutmaster for Punahou School Troop, but he also is very involved in the American Cancer Relay for Life. Any other folks on the call wishing to comment on Governor's Message 730? If not, members, shall we go forward to Governor's Message 731? This is for consideration and confirmation also to the ISLA Board, Joel Kurokawa, for a term to expire 6/30/2024. He is a new appointee and represents the professional landscape architect side of this board. Ms. Matsushima, DCCA?
Yes, good morning again, Chair Baker and members of the committee. The board stands on its testimony in support of the appointment of Mr. Joel Kurokawa.
Thank you. We also have
Thank you.
testimony in support from Judith Stilgen Bauer. She's had an opportunity to work with him in several professional capacities and highly recommends him. Mr. Dan Hirota also sent in testimony in support. And I believe that Dan is currently the ISLA Board Chairperson and is a surveyor. We also have testimony in support from Dean Sakamoto. Any others on the call wishing to offer comments on Governor's Message 731? If not, members, as you can tell, we've got some excellent nominees, reappointments, and new members. Our next one is Governor's Message 732, submitted for consideration and confirmation also to the ISLA Board, Ken Ota, for a term to expire 6/30/2025. Mr. Ota happens to be from Maui. He's a public member of the board, and this is a reappointment. Ms. Matsushima.
Good morning again, Chair Baker, members of the committee. Sandra Matsushima. The board stands on its testimony in support of the reappointment of Mr. Ken Ota as the public member from Maui. Thank you.
We also have Eric Matsuda, who submitted testimony in support, and the chair will confess that she knows Mr. Ota, having worked with him in the past on some items in Maui, and notes that he is definitely well qualified and will be an asset. Members, our next Governor's Message, we are going to defer after looking into this message further. The person appointed was going to be a licensee member, only to discover that her license has lapsed and was not re-upped, so we cannot confirm this Governor's Message. Our next Governor's Message is 735. This is submitting for consideration and confirmation to the State Board of Public Accountancy, gubernatorial nominee John Ardlis, for a term to expire 6/30/2024. Mr. Ardlis is from, or maybe it's Arbles, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, and I apologize if I'm messing it up. He's from Hilo. He is a new appointment. He is a member with a current license in public accountancy. DCCA?
Good morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee. I apologize for my earlier technical difficulties. Deputy Director Joanne Uchida Takeuchi appearing on behalf of Director Cologne and the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have testimony in support from Harold Oata, who is also a retired CPA. In support, we have testimony in support from Nohilani Kalipi, noting that he is, that the nominee is well respected as an audit manager. We also have testimony in support from Lauren Sugawa, who is also a CPA and knows the nominee personally and says that the nominee would be an excellent board member. We have Mr. Greg Taketa, who is also a CPA, noting his enthusiastic support for Mr. Arblas. We also have testimony in support from Brian Iwata, Hawaii Association of Public Accountants as well. Members, shall we move on to the next governor's message?
Oh, he's on the Zoom.
I'm sorry?
Oh, sorry, this GM is on the Zoom.
Very good. We do have our nominee on the call. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Chair and members. Thank you for your consideration of my nomination.
And would you please pronounce your name, your last name for me?
Arbals.
Arbals, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't butcher it too bad. My apologies.
No problem.
but thank you. You seem to be very well respected in your profession, and it will be my pleasure to recommend to the committee that we advise and consent. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks, Allison, for calling that to my attention. I only talk to people on the phone. I don't get to see them in person. Our next governor's message is 761. This is, there we go. For consideration and confirmation to the board, to the Real Estate Commission rather, Audrey Abe for a term to expire 6/30/2025. She is a licensee and is a new appointment. DCCA.
Good morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee. Deputy Director Joanne Uchida Takeuchi appearing on behalf of Director Cologne and DCCA. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next testifier is Donna Kwok, in strong support. She's known our nominee for a long time and says that she has proven to be ethically upright in all of her dealings as I have dealt with her both socially and in business. Above all, Audrey has a kind and caring heart, and her intentions to help others in our community are evident and admirable. Hard to get a better endorsement than that. We also have testimony in support from Reed Nakamura and from Eleanor Kakazu, all in strong support of Governor's Message 761. Anybody else on the call wishing to offer comments on 761? If not, members, let's go forward to Governor's Message 762. This is submitting for consideration and confirmation also to the Real Estate Commission, Jennifer Andrews. She's from IAEA, a new appointment. She's also a licensee, principal broker at Keller Williams. DCCA.
Morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee. Deputy Director Joanne Uchida Takeuchi appearing on behalf of Director Cologne and DCCA. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have Malia Gonzalez Cantus, Honolulu Board of Realtors, offered testimony in support. Suzanne Young, Honolulu Board of Realtors, in support. Derek Lau, Hawaii Association of Realtors, in support. Mihoko Ito and Mike Kito from Sanhai Government Strategies, in support. Quentin Machida, in support. Michelle Mossman, in support. And William Tanaka, First Hawaiian Title Corporation, in support. And I believe that Ms. Andrews is on the call.
Yes, good morning. Thank you so much, Senator Baker, Chair, and committee members. I appreciate your time and consideration in my nomination. It'd be an honor to serve.
Thank you so much. Members, any questions for our nominee? Thank you for joining us. You have lots of excellent support. It will be my pleasure to recommend that we advise and consent to your nomination to serve on the Real Estate Commission. Thanks for joining us this morning. Our next governor's message is 772, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the State Board of Public Accountancy gubernatorial nominee Mark Hunsaker for a term to expire 6/30/2025. He is a new appointment from Honolulu, Hawaii, and is a current licensee. I think we have another staff member from DCCA, Kaden Kleinhaus.
Good morning, and thank you, Chair Baker, and shining members. Kaden Kleinhaus, Board of Public Policy. We send our testimony in support of Mr. Hunsaker's appointment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have testimony in support from William Nagel III and from Wilson M.N. Liu. And I don't believe the nominee is on board with us, but comes highly recommended, and it will be my pleasure to recommend that we advise and consent. Our next governor's message is 773, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Contractors Licensing Board, Jerry Nishik, for a term to expire 6/30/2025. He's from Lihue, a new appointment, and is representing the category of general engineering or building contractor on this board. DCCA.
Morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee. Joanna Chida Takeuchi, appearing on behalf of Director Colon and DCCA. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have testimony in support from the Contractors Association of Hawaii, from Karen Takeda, and from Nathan T. Konishi. I don't believe our nominee is able to join us this morning, but from all of the supportive testimony and from DCCA, we can tell that he is well qualified to serve as well. Our next governor's message is 774, submitting for consideration and confirmation also to the Contractors Licensing Board, gubernatorial nominee Joseph O'Donnell for a term to expire 6/30/2025. He is a new appointment. He's from Kaneohe. He is representing the public and currently works as the Financial Secretary, Treasurer, Business Manager at the Iron Workers Union Local 625. Candace Ito, DCCA. Good morning, Candace.
Morning, Chair Baker, Vice Chair Chang, and members of the committee. I'm Candace Ito. I'm the Executive Officer for the Contractors License Board. The board stands on its written testimony in support of the reappointment of Mr. Joseph O'Donnell.
Okay, thank you. We also had George Hetherington in support of Mr. O'Donnell. Our next governor's message is 775. This is gubernatorial nominee Clyde Hayashi for a term to expire 6/30/2025. Also Contractors Licensing Board. He is a reappointment and represents a public member. Candace? DCC?
Morning. The Contractors License Board stands on its written testimony in support of the reappointment of Mr. Clyde Hayashi.
Okay, thank you. We have Prince Kohia Hawaiian Civic Club, Makana Paris, offering testimony and support for Mr. Hayashi, and ILW, also in support of Clyde Hayashi to the Contractors Licensing Board. Do we miss anybody? If not, it will be my pleasure to recommend that we advise and consent on this governor's message as well. Our next governor's message is 780, submitting for consideration and confirmation of the Board of Electricians and Plumbers, gubernatorial nominee David Kamakea III for a term to expire 6/30/2025 to the Board of Electricians and Plumbers. He's from Honolulu, a new appointment, and representing someone engaged in the plumbing trade. DCCA?
Morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee, Deputy Director Joanne Chida Takeuchi. I'm here on behalf of Director Colon and DCCA. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have testimony in support from Ben Young, who says that Mr. Kamakea is an ideal candidate because of his leadership skills, intellect, strength, and work ethic. We also have testimony in support from Mr. Fred Moore, who's president of HSI Mechanical, and says that he's worked with the nominee both as an employer and a supervisor as a friend. So he has strong support for his nomination. And we also have testimony and support from the Plumbers and Fitters, Local 675. Did we miss anybody? Is our nominee on the screen?
Yes, Senator.
Welcome. Would you like to share your thoughts on why you're interested in serving on this board?
Well, I'd like to first thank the community chair and committee members for time and consideration and giving me the opportunity with the background that I have and what I've been through the industry, that it would be helpful for to be on the board.
We appreciate your willingness to serve, and it will be my pleasure to recommend to the full committee that we advise and consent and take your nomination to the floor of the Senate for final action. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Senator.
Our next governor's message is 781, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Elevator Mechanics Licensing Board, Evan Fong, for a term to expire 6/30/2025. This is a reappointment. He represents a licensed elevator mechanic, and he's worked in the industry from 2005 to current. He is a qualified elevator inspector as well as a Hawaii State elevator he has a Hawaii State elevator mechanic license. So we have DCCA, James? Executive Officer?
I am James Kizuski, Executive Officer, and I'm here on behalf of the Elevator Mechanics Licensing Board. And I'm just here to say that we stand in support on our written testimony for the reappointment of the nominee.
Okay, thank you very much. We also have Mark Yamani, who is also with International Union of Elevator Constructors in strong support. I don't see Mark on the call. And another Mark S. Baker, no relation to the chair, in support of this nominee. Any questions for DCCA? If not, members, let's go forward to Governor's Message 782. This is also to the Elevator Mechanics Licensing Board, gubernatorial nominee Alan Martin for a term to expire 6/30/2024. He is a new appointment from Honolulu. He is a small business owner, served in the Coast Guard, experience in carpenters, auto repair, and owns a home and auto repair service. So he is a public member. DCCA?
Good morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee, Deputy Director Joanne Takeuchi, appearing on behalf of Director Colon and DCCA. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next item on our agenda, and I believe it's our last governor's message. This is Governor's Message 733, submitting for consideration and confirmation to the Motor Vehicle Licensing Board gubernatorial nominee Randall Ball for a term to expire 6/30/2024. He is a new appointment. He's a public member. He's a private citizen here in Honolulu, and he is actually a pediatric dentist. So he's serving in a public capacity on the Motor Vehicle Licensing Board. DCCA?
Morning, Chair Baker, members of the committee, Joanne Takeuchi, appearing on behalf of Director Colon and DCCA. DCCA stands on its written testimony in support of this nominee. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have testimony and support from Bill Vandenherk, individual, and David A. Mott, who is a dentist, I believe. Yes, he is a dentist and is in support of this nominee. Members, any questions for DCCA on any of the governor's messages that we've had? I think we can go into decision making. If anybody want to go into the breakout room, if not, if you will pass out voting sheets to all of the members that we have, so we can all do this.
Division of labor.
Do this
Okay.
efficiently.
I like that.
Okay, members. I'm sorry? I know. Just so long as you don't have it in here, we're good. Okay. With the exception of Governor's Message 734, the recommendation is advise and consent on all of the other governor's messages. I'm gonna, if it's all right with everybody, these are excellent nominees. There should be no question but that we want to send them to the floor for advise and consent. So I'm just gonna do one roll call. We'll take it for everybody unless somebody has an objection, which I didn't hear as we were going through. So the recommendation on Governor's Message 722, 723, 724, 725, 726, 729, 730, 731, 732, 735, 761, 762, 772, 773, 774, 775, 780, 781, 782, and 733 is to advise and consent. Chair votes aye. Senator Chang.
Aye.
Thank you. Senator Misalucha.
Aye.
Thank you. Senator Nishihara.
Aye.
Thank you. Senator Riviere.
Aye.
Thank you. Senator San Buenaventura.
Aye.
Thank you. Senator Favela.
Aye.
Thank you, members. It is unanimous. We will send all of these wonderful nominees to the floor of the Senate for final advising consent. Thank you all very much. We are adjourned.